They say, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. But no one tells you the part after that. That even if you do plan, your first plan will probably fail. Because that's how life works. You can have every step mapped out, every what-if calculated, every risk minimized, and still, reality finds a way to flip your plan upside down. But here's the truth. It's not the first plan that matters, it's what you do after it fails. Let me tell you a story. There was a boy named Evan. At 18, he had everything figured out. He planned to become an engineer, get a good job, make his parents proud, and live a stable life. He studied hard, passed every test, and got into a decent college. Everything was going according to plan. Until it wasn't. Because in his second year, his father lost his job. Suddenly, the family couldn't afford tuition. And just like that, Evan's perfect plan, his one golden roadmap to success, was gone. He dropped out, picked up a part-time job at a grocery store, and watched his dream fade a little more each day. Evan felt like a failure. His classmates were moving forward. Internships, classes, bright futures. He was stuck stocking shelves, wondering where he went wrong. One night, while taking out the trash, he saw something written on the back of an old cardboard box. Someone had scribbled a quote, "A plan is just your first draft of reality." He didn't know who wrote it, but those words hit him. A first draft. That's what his plan had been all along? Maybe the story wasn't over? Maybe he just needed to rewrite it. So he started over. Not with a new master plan, but with tiny experiments. He began fixing old electronics, recording his process, and posting them online. At first, no one watched. Then a few did. Then a few hundred. Within a year, Evan wasn't a dropout working in a grocery store. He was running a small repair business and teaching thousands online how to fix things themselves. His first plan failed. His backup plan wasn't a plan at all. It was curiosity, persistence, and the courage to keep trying when nothing seemed to work. And that's the secret 99% of people never understand. The truth is, your first plan will fail unless you're the 1%. That 1%, they don't succeed because their plan is perfect. They succeed because they don't stop after plan A fails. They expect the first version to fail. They design for failure. They fail fast, learn faster, and pivot before others even recover. Think about it. Thomas Edison tested over 1,000 materials before the light bulb worked. Elon Musk had multiple rockets explode before SpaceX finally landed one. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple before returning years later to rebuild it. The pattern is clear. It's not about the plan. It's about the resilience to rewrite the plan over and over again. When your first plan fails, your brain screams, "I'm not good enough." But what it's really saying is, that version didn't work. Let's try another. Most people stop after the first failure. They label themselves as not meant for this. But success is just iteration, trying one version after another until the world finally says yes. If your first business fails, good. If your first relationship fails, good. If your first idea, your first dream, your first attempt collapses, good. Because it means you're in motion. It means you're learning. It means you're no longer living in theory, you're living in reality. Years later, Evan looked back at that night, the night he thought everything was over. If his first plan had worked, he would have been an average engineer in an average job. But because it failed, he became something more. Someone who could adapt, think creatively, and build his own path. He once thought success was about never failing. Now he knows it's about never staying failed. And that's what makes all the difference. So the next time your plan falls apart, don't panic, don't give up, and don't waste time trying to force your first version to work. Instead, step back, breathe. Ask yourself, what is life trying to teach me here? Because that's when the real growth begins. Your first plan will fail, but the lesson you learn from that failure, that's your real plan. That's what shapes you into the person who succeeds on the 10th try. You don't need to be the 1%. You just need to keep going when the 99% stop. This was Stories of Wisdom, where every failure hides a lesson and every story holds the key to your next chapter. If this inspired you today, don't forget to subscribe and share it with someone who's just starting their story. Because sometimes, The best stories are the ones that start with failure.